to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Larry?
Here.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Jeannie? Here. Joey? Herb?
Yes.
Fred's here. And a reading of the minutes. The regular town board meeting, date September 4th, 2013, time 7 p.m. at the Altona Town Hall, Altona, New York. Supervisor Ross called the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance, board members present. Supervisor Larry Ross, council members Jeannie Bushy, Joey Snide, Herbert Carrion, Ronnie LaBarge. Others present, Deputy Supervisor Ellen Montgomery, Attorney Joseph Lavarando, Highway Superintendent Fred Carrion. Minutes of the regular town board meeting on August 12, 2013 were read and accepted. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie, vote all ayes. Resolution number 68, Casey Sticks and Stones. Motion by Joey, seconded by Ronnie, the motion was adopted. Supervisor Ross has been approached expressing the company's interest in buying the stones, rocks along the Chazy River in Feinberg Park. The board has declared the material surplus as it has been there since the installation of the pen stock. The supervisor is authorized to sell the material for $4,000, money to be paid before the removal of the material. Access to the location would be through property belonging to Lionel and Diane Courier. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 69, Assessor's Appointment. Motion by Herb, seconded by Joey. The motion was adopted. John Burnell has been reappointed as assessor for the town of Altona pursuant to real property tax law number 310. The appointment has a 6-year term of office beginning October 1st, 2013 and ends September 30th, 2019. The budget will reflect a yearly figure of John's salary of $12,480, contractual $3,600, with Mindy Guerin receiving as his assistant $800, for an estimated 2 hours per week fielding questions, working with maps, and emailing updates and questions to John. The assessor's field work is done during the summer months. This plan will save the town $6,125 per year. Vote all ayes. The town's website can be reached at www.townofaltona.newyork.com. Resolution number 70, Animals at the Park. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. The motion was adopted. It is necessary to adopt regulations concerning pets at Feinberg Park, as it has become a safety and health threat to the children. All pets must be on a leash and under control of the owner at all times. No pets will be allowed on the field during organized activity. Owners must pick up after their dogs. Signs reflecting these changes will be erected at Feinberg Park. Vote all ayes. The Highway Department will be looking for a 2014 pickup. The board will be considering Highway Superintendent Fred Terrier's preferences and needs in writing up the bid. Resolution number 71, change date of October meeting. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Joey. The motion was adopted. The scheduled regular town board meeting in October will be changed from October 14th, 2013 to October 7th, 2013 because of Columbus Day. Vote all ayes. Deanne Gregory gave a report on her summer program. She had 101 children sign up with 54 participating, which were 20 more kids than last year. The ages range from age 3 years old to 12. Randy Beach addressed the board. He thanked the board for reappointing John Burnell as assessor. He also commented on the location of the convenience station and the proposed location of the town highway garage. He wanted to go on record as he thought the location should be reversed. He questioned the resolution on the sale of Casey Sticks and Stones as to its legality. Attorney Lavarando explained that the board declared it surplus material and bidding is not necessary. He also did not agree with the board's decision not to contribute to the Adirondack Park. The sidewalk work will begin from the post office to the church parking lot for 470 feet, then 395 feet from the opposite side of the Stark Road to Feinberg Park entrance. Resolution number 72, approval of bills. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Joey. The motion was adopted. General Fund, $2,788.32. Highway Fund, $773.04. Trust and Agency, $195.50. Total, $3,776.86. Vote always. Motion to adjourn by Ronnie, seconded by Herb. Vote always. Meeting adjourned at 8:10 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Carol Relation, Town Clerk.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Herb.
Yes.
Jeannie.
Yes.
Larry.
Yes.
Joey.
Yes.
Ronnie.
Yes.
Okay, in your packets, you'll all find the tentative budget, which has been done and handed in to you on time. It's a tentative budget, therefore, there can be changes made from now to November when we adopt it. We got the numbers shuffled around basically where they belong. Right now, at this point, both the highway and the town budget is a 0% increase. That may not be able to happen when we sit down and go over some of the numbers with highway, and Fred and I are gonna sit down with his and go through it. There may be, we may have taken some money away from places that he needs it more than others, so we'll take a good look at that. This is a good start to the budget anyways. Everything is where it belongs, and I think it'll be a decent budget. At this time, we need to set a date for a public hearing on the budget, which will be November 7th at 7 o'clock. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion. Okay. I'll second it.
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Herb.
And a vote, please. Ronnie.
Yes.
Larry.
Yes.
Jeannie.
Yes.
Herb.
Yes.
Joey.
Yes.
Okay, number 2 on your agenda, Peterbilt is having a fundraiser for their local kids and also the food bank. They're going to put on a roast pork feast to be held in Champlain Knights of Columbus, Friday, November 22nd, from 4 to 8 p.m. or until all are served. We're pre-selling tickets for this event, $9 for general public, $8 for seniors, and $6.50 for children under 8 years old. They're also collecting things for raffle, a 50-50 raffle, if anybody wants to donate. And for information on that, you call Champlain Peterbilt 298-3835, extension 0. The powerhouse is number 3 on your agenda. I've got a hold of different contractors, and different contractors have backed out. It's quite an undertaking to get up on the roof of the powerhouse. The latest one I got in there was Murnane. They're the biggest outfit I've had in there. They did give me a quote, and you have that quote in your packets. And I really don't want to state the money part of it, because in case we have to go to bid, or we don't have to go to bid in this case, because we've already had 3 other contractors back out. But, in case it doesn't go to them and we have to advertise some other way. But anyways, you can see the scope of the work. To put it down to where we can afford it, they would take the first 2 off. The remove and rebuild 3 brick chimneys would come off. Repair stucco wall on the west elevation. The rest they'd be able to do, and we'd be able to afford it under that grant. However, there's no guarantee on the roofing thing because there's asbestos up there, they're gonna encapsulate it instead of taking it off, because we couldn't afford to be taking it off. You guys that know more about construction than me, take a look, see if you think it's worth, about half of it, they had to offer this thing, to do the rest of it.
Do we have in our packets?
Yes, we don't have
You don't have either one of them?
it. No.
Okay.
Oh, you took it out, because you said you had an update.
Sorry, you
Okay.
just handed it around.
I
Well,
do
this
have-
is, this is the updated one then, without those other two
Okay.
things on there. I'll just pass that around and I'll make you copies. And see, if you want me to pursue this with Renee, I can, with that updated one with the less work. But the problem is getting up there, you need an awful pile of, staging, to get up in there. And you can't disturb the asbestos type thing, you gotta encapsulate it, it's the only way you can do it, or that we can afford it. If you take a look at those things, maybe it makes sense to go ahead and try to hire them before winter, I don't know,
Is everything listed in there as it was in here except for the,
except for the top two.
okay, I do have them, I've got them printed, I just didn't put them in your packets, because I knew there was an update.
Yeah, that's okay.
Is this gonna be covered by a grant?
It was, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
right.
see, we had that grant before, and
Right,
they're after us to finish up what we had, and if we don't, we'll probably take it back pretty soon.
Right.
It was a historical grant. So if the town so desires, I'll pursue it with them and do up to the point of whatever money we had left in that.
Mhm.
But
what's the square, 10 by 10? Square?
Foot. I
No,
mean, it's, yeah.
Square, like
Yeah,
we
if you were to
do,
do roofing, yes.
10 by 10. Yeah, sounds,
you can see the price on that one, I don't know, I know it costs more to set up than it does to do the work, that's the thing.
right. I know that membrane's expensive.
That much of the, main
You might as well get just the updated one, once I get it back, or you got the other.
I had it on my desk, I just didn't put it in the
Yeah.
packets, as you said, we're updated. But I mean, if everything in
Lemon
here is
square.
the same,
Except for the price.
except for the price.
Anyway.
She's not gonna.
Every time you buy that membrane, it's expensive, that thick rubber there. But, I don't think it's a
Okay.
bad price, you know.
See that? Right around that.
What's with the garbage? Yeah, it's,
Put you up
everything is the
there.
same except for the, you said it was.
Does it look like it's worth it, or?
it's gotta be in the ballpark for sure, but, I mean, I would actually just, take a
So
look at
this
it,
is the
actually.
updated one?
Yeah,
Just
Yeah, what he gave you was the
Yeah.
updated one, yeah.
thing is, they're dealing with
This.
that asbestos, but they're gonna encapsulate
Yeah,
it,
they're not removing it, they're just,
gonna go over it.
cast it.
because if they start doing that, you're talking,
Oh, I know.
they're pretty good then.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just making the change.
I'll give you a copy of it if you wanna look.
Yeah, I just like to check it out first.
She's changing the, to the update form.
Pass it down.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yo.
Yes, thank you.
Well, like that? I'll send them down.
How do we handle that then? You wanna, upon you guys checking it out, you wanna go from that, or?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look,
If it's worth it, you wanna just call the board back and try to get a vote that way, poll the board?
yeah,
After we look at
I'd
it?
do the best, I'd like to do that way, if we could.
Sure.
Okay.
That way, the only reason I'm pushing for that is, get it done before winter,
Right, right.
or before we lose that money.
Sure.
If it's not worth it, then, yeah, if it's not worth it, we'll move on with something else.
Is it possible just to get some of the work done with what the money we have?
Yeah, that work
Pick
right
up,
there.
yeah.
We can, but I just wanna make sure that it's not something that we can get done for half of that, you know what I mean? Somewhere else, I don't know that. I haven't had enough experience with that kind of stuff to know. So, we'll table that until we take it, have board members that wanna take a look at it can. And I'll get a hold of you this week to try to.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Number 4 is state aid. We did get a state aid check. You'll see it in one of the reports. $18,565 of state aid. And, that's always good, because you never know when you're getting it, or if you're getting it or not, so. Lately, they've been pretty good about it.
Yeah, they don't inform you in
No, they never
advance
did.
what they're sending, they're just,
Right,
once
'cause
they
they don't
determine
know.
it, then they just
Yeah,
send it.
it's under your cash receipt journal.
Yep. Park signs, number 5, we did order park signs, she's a little bit behind there, we ordered this sign, and we also ordered some that said, no pets during organized sports, and we're getting 6 of each, we'll put them on all sides of the field,
Very good.
and that should be this week, right?
Wednesday, she said.
Wednesday.
They're gonna come with all hardware, the pole?
No.
We gotta put that
You
up.
gotta get something, I was thinking of those, fence posts, maybe the steel fence posts, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could just drive
You
through
can
there.
drive me good. Tommy will take care of that.
Better put rubber on the sides of
Yeah.
it. New health insurance marketplace, we got notification. Everybody has to get notified of the new health insurance marketplace notice, and, which we did. Because we have the Teamsters, there's nothing required, we are covered. So nothing is required from the town on the highway guys. However, Carol didn't get the good news, they're, on hers, they're going to, do away with her program, and she's gonna get to try to pick something out of a different pool of options, I should say, I guess. There's no action required, but this time they're gonna get with us with more. She and I are gonna work together to make sure she gets taken care of the way she wants to be. And also look into maybe transferring her into the Teamsters, so they'd all be together,
Sure.
depending upon the coverage. But she and I are gonna work together on that. Sidewalks, it looks like they've finished. In the minutes, it said it went all the way to the park entrance. It does, it goes toward the park entrance. We're still short by, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet maybe.
You've seen that.
They look good. What he did do, he hasn't finished them up to the edge of the sidewalk yet, and he's supposed to do that. I haven't talked to him. He just barely got done pouring them, so he's supposed to put a finish on them. But it's 865 feet, and you know, we're starting to show some headway every year, here a little at a time.
That's a long ways.
It is. And Fred's said that once they get paid, they're gonna try to help us finish along the ones that we did last year, because that wasn't in the deal last year. So, I think there's, what do they call that thing, Fred? They borrow from the county and then,
It's the tar kettle, like, asphalt, just keep it warm,
oh,
cause that hardens up, it's not like coal patch.
yeah. They're supposed to go down through there with that,
Right.
clean the grass out, and then they're gonna go down through and put that in. That'll be nice when it's done. I'd be happy to have it finished off. And they've been right out straight. They're currently working on Station Street, got it all ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Could've had it all paved last week, except they couldn't get any pavement, so hopefully,
Tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning, hopefully it doesn't rain. we'll cross our fingers not to have rain on that. Did they get theirs done today with that rain?
Yeah.
They did? You might wanna explain that, what you had to do there to make it match.
On the intersection. Before they paving their parking lot, we tried to get ours done before they did theirs, because we wanted them to match up to us. But we didn't get ours done, so they did the intersection for us, so they would match up at their driveway. They did paving on the intersection for us.
They went from the intersection down
Down
to,
to the old H Homer's 30 feet wide, because they got the wing on their paver to go out there and do that, but we don't.
so that makes a nice finished product.
Finish in the corner down
And it's gonna cost us
there, 4,400.
4,400. I mean, that's, is that counting the pavement and everything that they put in? So total job, so, I mean, we would have to buy pavement anyways, and our machine
Sure.
wouldn't match it up the way that does, so.
Right.
So that's a good thing for us. Found out today they gotta have a box on one of the trucks that's shot, so we're looking at $24,000 to repair that truck. We're gonna start looking into it now, he's got that quote already. We're kind of held to getting the same kind that was on there, or else you have to replumb the truck, so. But Fred's looking into it. If we find everything, I may pull the board on that also, not to wait till winter time, because we'll end up getting caught
We need to
in
get it done.
something that
We're
won't
gonna
work.
change it ourselves, it's still quite a job to change it yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so we're gonna call on that.
He's got that one quote, but he's gonna look in to see if they, maybe it's a little bit more for a lot better quality one. That's what I wanna check on.
Right.
If you're gonna get one that, you wanna make sure it lasts. The way the truck's designed, it throws the salt and sand underneath the truck, well, that's good, you don't get stuck, but yeah, all that salt goes under your buckets, or under your box, so you get salt under there all the time. So I'll, once Fred and I look it over, see what we can come up with, I'll pull the board on that, so we don't have to wait till next month also.
Sure.
Mindy, she wanted some things to say on the commission.
Deanne couldn't be here tonight, but she's been approached by several parents, considering her community service aspect that she does with the youth commission. They'd like to expand it. They've offered their services, parents have, and their suggestions are watercolors, a detective class for older kids, cooking, and possibly a play put on by the kids for the community. A lot of our area towns let their community service project money just go, and Plattsburgh ends up being able to take it and they use it. And also now we're gonna compete for our funds, so if we have more to offer, we can get more funding. So if we wanted to run it through the board and see if it was okay, if we could maybe try and secure the extra funding through competing for it because we have more to offer, or getting the area towns that do not use it to sign off on their money to come to us, if we could look at doing that for the kids.
It takes, there's quite a bit more to it, I mean, you gotta get people to
Yes.
agree to it, as
Yeah.
far as putting on the play, the people
Yeah.
that would.
We'd have to ask, but we didn't wanna move forward with doing any of this unless we knew that it was something that everyone would be okay with us doing. We'd have to, we'd have to ask everybody and put a lot into it, and Deanne she doesn't have enough time to expand the program by herself. She puts a lot into what she already does. So if these people are willing, and the parents are willing to help, she'd like to look at doing it with them.
I don't know how the rest of the board feels, I think it's worth looking into, I mean, if it's something we can do for our kids in the summer, that's educational, I think it's a good thing. I'm all for it. Yeah, get the details for us and see,
Alright.
see what it materializes, and then we can act on it and find
Well,
out.
the more programs we have now, because the county
The
set
more
up,
funding.
you have to compete, they're not
They're
just awarding a dollar amount to the towns, you have to compete for the funding, so the more we can offer.
The more funding we're supposed to be able to get.
This is still the same time frame that she
It would
has
still
now?
be in the summer, just we would have to work around being able to use the town hall and when the parents could put in, and if we could do a play when the person that we would like to do the play could do it.
Just take the place of flushing a little kid in the toilet.
It depends. Depends on where we can do the play.
note on the youth commission. They've grown quite a bit. We got a lot more teams than we had before in soccer. I think we had like 100 kids involved in soccer. They need another set of goal posts, and they needed some bases for 2 fields. I would rather buy that out of fund balance, out of money we got this year, before we roll it over, than I would to put it in the budget to make it look like a yearly thing. So I'd rather go ahead and buy those things now, if that's all right with the board.
Need a motion?
Yeah.
You make a motion to purchase the bases and the goalposts.
I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Joey,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Ronnie.
Yes.
And before we get to supervisor's report, I got a couple other things. Newsletter stuff, I'd like to have it within a week. Okay, anybody wants to put something in the newsletter? And departments, I'd like each department to put something in like we always do, but if there's others that want to put something in. But we need to maybe put something in writing to them so that we get it. Today's the 7th. I would say if we could get it by 16th, maybe I could get it all put together and copied and all that in time. It's the same one we do every year in the same time. So we need to get that going. Board of Elections sent us a, I forgot another thing, okay. Board of Elections sent us a estimate for next year, and it's gone up again. Elections have gone up, and I don't know where the end to it is. It's kind of sickening when we didn't even used to budget $1,000. Now it's up to 68,882. That's an awful thing. I mean, that's in your budget. We have to budget for it, or else, you know, that's what you have to do. Town hall roof leaks, like I said, so we're trying to figure a way to fix it. Herbie said he'd help me. I don't know if I can get any other help. What my idea is, it's 66 feet across there. And I thought if I could take the screws out of the tin that's up there about 4 to 5 feet back, somehow peel it back and put moisture barrier down, one roll 66 feet. So it'd come out perfect, one roll go down through there. I don't know what kind of job it's gonna be. Herb had one idea of putting like a little fake wall in there to hold it up, you know, like 2x2s or something, nail it and hold it up so we could roll it out. We need to knock the plywood back down, it's broken there in a couple places. And try to get this thing, keep water out for it.
Check the vents.
Maybe check the vents out and see if we can get
Pray
it.
for insulation. Cause you said it's always warm up there.
Anybody else in?
Yeah, we get a time schedule or something.
I'd like to do it this week, or, whenever anybody's free.
Sure.
Cause it's only gonna get colder.
Right.
Like, I
I
don't know.
have
Yeah.
days, I have Monday and Tuesdays. Well,
Tomorrow's
I can work up to like, 1 o'clock.
on a regular day.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. Well, what's good?
Work afternoon.
I'm gonna be gone Friday, Saturday, or
Okay.
half a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What about it during, what's good for you guys?
This week? This,
Working days,
yeah, what's the,
I'm working afternoons.
Well, yeah, but we got.
We could get something started.
Yeah.
yeah, you get it started, and you get it started and I'll finish it.
You already got the material?
That's right at samples they have.
Oh, you got it.
I can go get it, or not, yeah, samples.
Are you gonna get it?
I can pick it up, yeah. What I was thinking is one roll of that moisture barrier is 66 feet long, is perfect. And it's a little less than, it's a little more than 3 feet wide, so if we went back 4 or 5 feet. And then maybe a gallon of that stuff they call through the roof there, that's good stuff to seal it. So we could maybe cover the nail holes, or the screw holes and stuff again when we put it back together. I don't know if there's anything else we need. I mean, 2x2s, I don't
Are you
know,
gonna do both sides of the building?
just that,
Oh, just that one side?
Yeah. And Fred was gonna, I don't know if he still, if you can get a couple guys to help me get that siding on that one side, cause I think the water blows in there and goes down.
Probably.
If we can get that on, then I can get the stop running. She gets a free shower in her office too, it fills her copier right up. Before winter, if I could get those two things accomplished, that, you know, but I'll work whatever's good for you, cause I can go anytime. You wanna go,
No, you need to go too.
if you give me a call, I'll
Actually, we should be able to do it in a day if we,
get right at it, you know.
probably Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday morning.
Okay,
As long as I'm out of here like 1. I gotta be to work for 3, so.
and Joe can come.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do as far as time off, and, if you guys are gonna plan for Wednesday, I'll see what I can.
But don't lose a day off.
I don't think
You know, when he
I'll come in
goes,
the afternoon. You get done at 3, right?
Yeah,
Thanks.
I think,
yeah, okay.
all right, we'll try to see if we can knock that off, that'd be great. Oh. Some reason we keep getting suppliers of electricity like that one we got, Ambit. They're the most persistent people I've ever seen. Agway and Hess have been calling steady. And they're only like 1/100 of a cent cheaper than what we got. I said, I'm not going through it all for 1/100 of a cent.
No.
They can't take no for an answer, they keep calling us. But if you hear of them, that thing with Stacy Sticks and Stones, they said you thought there's a lot more stones there, maybe it's worth a lot more. I haven't looked at them personally yet. What the kicker is that it's on Lionel and Dan's property, so the guy from Stacy Sticks and Stones, I don't know if he told me that he had worked out a deal where he could go across their property, he's got some kind of relationship with them. I don't know if somebody else could, but, I mean, that doesn't mean we can't ask, and that doesn't mean to say we can't ask more for what's there. I didn't do anything with them until I talked to you, because I was gone. And if it's going to upset Lionel and Diane, I just wouldn't see them sit there rather than ruin their property or something like that. I told Lionel if it did happen, that he would be in on it right from the beginning, so that they'd have to do something with him first that's apart from us. Either whether build a road or put it the way he wants it, kind of thing. And then I don't mind selling it, but I don't know, what was your idea, Joe, to try to get more bidders or get more money or?
Either or, I mean, if that's the case, sure, I mean, it just seemed like a lot more material there than originally that we, no, I don't think anybody, it's the first time I seen it, so, and there's a lot more material there than I was led to believe, I mean, I thought it was a pile of stones, but it's a windroll of stones that goes quite a distance.
It does.
I mean, it seems like there could be more value there than what reflects on the paper that we have in front of us.
Mhm.
So if, other board members wanna, look at it.
I wonder where we'd find anybody else that wanted to buy stones like that. I don't know that either. It's hard to sell stones in Altona.
I got some by giveaways.
But I know they're probably nice flat stones, I just don't know.
And off the pile up there, I've seen that before.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, it's a windrow, well, you can actually, there's,
Dug it out.
yeah, on the other side, there's a trench, and then that's where the stones came from, and it just, lays over, and it's just a windrow. So, I mean, it's quite a bit of material there, I mean,
I wonder if
it's.
Todd Deal would be interested in looking at it. Of course, they're gonna have to make sure they,
Yeah, they go through Lionel.
because that's what Stacy with Sticks and Stones was saying, that look, the road's gonna cost me 10 grand probably to put in there, so I don't know. I didn't go in there, but, I can talk to Todd Deal and see if there's any, if he's interested, and then, I don't know how to price stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know, there's quite a bit of material there, that's all I know, I mean, there's.
And you saw for what, so most of it, you get $1 a ton for that stuff? I think it's $1 a ton you're paying for it.
Yeah, it was $1 and change, I think, but, I mean,
Oh, is that what it is, $1 a ton for stone? Where's Todd?
Farmers sell their stone walls and stuff, and put $1 a ton, they take
access to it is on Lionel's property, then once they're past that, then where's the liability with people back there?
Well, they would have to have their own insurance. To cross him, he said that himself. Lionel said he wanted them insured if they went through there.
So that crosses Lionel's property line onto
Onto the
the
town.
towns.
And then once you've got a road built there, that opens it up to,
Well, they'd have to go through Lionel to get there. Um,
Can't go from the other side where the dump is?
You can.
Well, that'd be an awful,
There's another road.
it's all wet in there, wet down through there. That's why we couldn't extend, that's why we couldn't put the garage up where the convenience station is, because we didn't have enough dry land. It was all wetland. So we'd have a heck of a job driving.
Yeah, that's,
They're quite a ways, isn't it, right across
There's
the
a lot into there, yeah.
I think it's about 80 some odd acres, isn't there, all total?
83, I think.
Yeah, good distance.
yeah.
So what do we wanna do with it? We wanna just hang on those stones, or we wanna try to see what Todd Deal thinks that they're worth to, or?
I mean, it's.
Get somebody else.
Yeah, it's no rush, I mean, it's not like it's a timetable.
They've been there since the 20s, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'll nose around a little bit and see.
Get some information and
See
go
what we
from
can
there.
come up with for information, and, you know, maybe there's other people who can't wait to get them, I don't know, I haven't really, thought about that kind of thing, but I'll look into it and then we'll go back to it. Monthly reports were needed from all departments. I've got one from Tom now, one from the town clerk. Who else are we missing? Gail gave us hers pretty much. She gives it every month when she comes down.
Yeah, she gives it every week.
Who else would I have? I think that's it anyways, isn't it? That's all that handles money.
Just the judges.
Judges, yeah, I gotta get after them to give me something in writing. I guess it's probably my fault, because I never really went to them and said that, so I will. You have something for the board?
I do. My name is Keith Germain. I'm a student at SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm taking a course right now with Randy Brown about environmental planning and town planning. I just had a couple of questions about things you guys were talking about. One of them being the powerhouse. You said there was a historical grant for that. Where does the historical grant come from?
Came from Taryn. When Noble came to town, they disrupted certain things, and so the requirement was that they would put so much back into the historical aspect of town. And because that, we also had to tear down the dam up there, that also had to do something more with the historical part of town. So they chose to give us the money to put toward the powerhouse. So we had grant money to do something historical at the powerhouse.
You said there's a timeline on it. Was that put on it by Noble?
Well, anytime you have a grant, they try to keep your feet to the fire, so to speak, so that you don't let it drag on. In other words, if you go on too long and then they're left with an open-ended bill, they don't like that. They want it wrapped up and dealt with.
The only other question, you guys said that you had state funding. What is that used for?
State funding?
Yeah, the state aid.
State aid.
The question, or agenda 4, I guess.
Yeah.
State aid.
You get money from when the people pay tax in any form in the county of Clinton. Then they divide, when they're over a certain amount, which they have forecasted, then they split it with the different towns, and then each town gets a share.
And that's used for like,
Well, you can use it for whatever you need to keep your budget straight, or, put it to good use at the town level.
What was the total amount of the grant that Noble gave for the restoration, I guess you would say?
It was 91,000, I think, something in the 90s.
Is the plan still to turn the powerhouse into something that can be accessed again by the townspeople?
Well, what the plan originally was to work with the colleges to turn it over to an educational welcome center.
Right.
And also to put like a museum in there, a terrarium maybe set up like the Rock, to show our heritage here.
Right. Has that been discussed any further? Because I remember I was at the board meetings when that was discussed originally. Have the colleges been contacted in regards to that?
They were originally, but not in a long time, because we're kind of stuck in the.
Right, with, you've gotta get the building
Well, once it's,
sound.
you know, once it was leaking as bad, well, we had so many problems with it, you know. We had to fix up the bird guano and the windows being smashed out, and asbestos and lead paint, we've done all that. So then it's down to using up the rest to try to get it stop leaking, and then maybe get some permanent windows in there.
Right.
And redo room by room. Of course, that's gonna entail a lot more grants.
Someone's gonna be good at grant writing, that's not a fun job.
You might be good at that, Rusty.
I've done a few, but they're not fun.
No, I know, there's a lot of work to it. Anything else?
No, thank you very much.
Okay,
I do have another question.
sure.
The website for the town, when is that supposed to be totally functional?
It is totally functional.
Have you seen it lately?
I personally have not.
There's really nothing on there other than a number to call and the website. It said the board meeting tonight, but there's nothing further with that. And as someone who, I update my website every week for my kids, I feel like there could be more updates to the website. There's nothing on the different organizations that work in the town. I just feel like,
You're looking at the wrong one, I think.
am I looking at the wrong one?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, because the one I'm looking at has nothing on it.
No.
Oh, that was one.
What is the exact address? Because when I type in town hall, I get
you're,
this
yeah,
one.
it's hard, people have to keep searching it, they send, and that will be the first.
Is there a way to make it?
I'm trying to get it to pop in the search engines first.
www,
Yeah,
that one?
Yeah.
townofaltona.ny.com.
And it's a .com address, not a
Yeah.
.gov.
No, it's .com.
See, when I do that, I get .newyork.com. It doesn't go to anything. And maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Because I can pull it up in my office, and I can do it, doesn't, it's out there.
Because I've been watching to see, and I just, like I said, I keep apparently getting the wrong one. Yeah, I must be typing something wrong. I'll figure it out. I just want to see what it looks like.
Sure.
As
She'll
someone
show
who's
you
really-
more- she'll
Yeah, I
show
can
you
show
right now.
you.
Okay.
Before I
I
go
don't
on
see
to the
how you're typing.
supervisor's report, there's one other thing. We have the specs on that truck. Fred preferred the diesel, if possible, if the board wanted to go along with the diesel. If not, he said he'd take either one. It's time for us to go out to bid for it, if we're gonna get one that he can handle it for the winter and get it set up. What are we gonna put out to bid?
Diesel better.
Man, no more power, they just, don't really make any difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's gonna be a better, better overall, I just assume, you know.
How much money difference?
It didn't give me a price on there.
No.
It was, I think this one was, the diesel was like 30, was in the 30s.
Different.
I'd say it was about probably $6,000 difference maybe.
They said they're going down short with that diesel that's on there, and they said around 35.
It's not bad.
Well, we could do, but that would be better for us, and we wouldn't have to buy gas, right?
Well, we still would for the tractors and for the, but not a lot of
Just a
gas,
small amount.
be a small amount. One thing about this, they said it would take like 65,000 miles roughly to have it worth it. And these, we're putting over 100,000 miles on these trucks, so I would say we would be all right with
Better
this.
off with it.
They have also a thing out now, for $800, they seal the paint and they seal underneath it, and they guarantee it against anything for 10 years. So, I mean, if that's the case,
Yeah, that's a.
That sounds good there.
so,
10 years?
that's what he said. Don't be against anything. If something happens, they'll fix it for nothing.
Okay, sounds good.
We go to diesel?
Yeah.
All right, we need a motion to put it out
I'll
on
make a
bid.
motion into the diesel truck retail.
I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Jeannie?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Joey?
Yes.
And as soon as I get that off my plate, I'm gonna get going on the town garage. We need to come up with an engineer. Now, Andy Abdallah told me he would come if we found out what the have-to-haves are in it, that he would come and give us a free estimate. I'm sure LaBerge would give us an estimate of the engineering part of it. I've been invited out to Morris to look at that one. He invited me out to look to see how that was put together and some of the things. He thought you could do that separator a lot cheaper than what he had to do it, if you did it yourself. He said it wasn't that hard to do once he saw what it was all about. But, so anyways, as soon as I get my feet back on the ground here from the truck, I'm gonna get going. I'd like to have all the groundwork in place so that in the spring we can get right on this and get it going. We've saved for it, and I think it's time for the people to enjoy it. And those signs, Mindy, that we're supposed to have on that workman's, what do they call them? Let me see if I can figure out what they call them. Those posters, federal posters?
Yeah, I called them for them.
Yeah, there's a girl there that's supposed to handle all this. If you would ask Brian Lapeer for her name,
Okay.
I think we could get those a lot quicker, so we can get those up. And that should do it. Anybody else have anything? Okay, supervisor's report.
Make a motion that we accept the supervisor's report as written. Yeah, I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Joey?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jeannie?
Yes.
And approval of bills.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills.
Second.
Yes.
Fred? My neighbor's hollering about the road. There's a lot of big holes there.
We patched up by you today there.
When?
Today we patched the road up there.
Did you? I didn't see it tonight.
Yeah, we bring it out there, we patched the holes.
It's too dark, wait till the morning to see. I must have checked.
Well, I drive at night. Yeah. Not bothering.
And there's a couple holes up there we patched in today. Patched the one by Jeannie's house.
Oh, that's the way you do it, well, not running.
I'll be up in the morning when I pick you up.
Well, come in daylight,
Okay.
We voted on the bills.
No, a vote on the bills, please. Joey?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jeannie?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
And a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Yeah, I got a pile of dirt there, I was trying to cover that.
And a vote, please. Larry?
Yes.
Jeannie?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Joey?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah, thank you.